Hello everyone, welcome to this week's Astrology News Report, presenting an alternate view of world events as seen through the lens of Vedic astrology. I'm Ron Berger. Today is October 29th, 2023. In this report, we'll take a look at what's coming up in the zodiac for November 2023. But before we begin, an important announcement. The weekly videos on this channel are available to people who donate to the channel. You are watching the once-a-month free public video. If you would like to have access to the upcoming month's weekly reports, stick around for the link at the end of this video to make your donation. Thanks. There are a number of changes in the zodiac during November, and they happen sequentially. So, let's consider them in the order in which they occur. First up, Venus changes signs on November 2nd, leaving Leo and entering sidereal Virgo. In astrology, Virgo is considered to be Venus's sign of debilitation. In other words, Venus significations don't do so well in this sign. The reason for this is that Venus is love, which ideally would be unconditional. Virgo is the sign of details and analysis. Virgo is a perfectionist. So, not such a good sign for the planet of love. On the other hand, Venus is creativity. It's the planet of artists. Virgo's critical facility is potentially useful when it comes to turning out quality art. The next planet to change signs will be Mercury, which leaves Libra and enters sidereal Scorpio on November 6th. In so doing, Mercury escapes from the clutches of its enemy Mars, so that's a good thing for Mercury. But now, Mercury is in Mars's sign Scorpio, so there's still some Mars influence. Mercury is the planet of communication, facts, and information, and therefore the media. Scorpio is the sign of research and investigation. So, there will be some investigative reporting in November. Mercury moves fairly quickly, so before the end of November, it is ready to change signs once again, leaving Scorpio and entering sidereal Sagittarius on November 26th. That will put the planet of ideas and reasons in the sign of personal truth. Sagittarius is independent and willful. Sagittarius is attached to its own version of facts, and Sagittarius is self-righteous. Next in our lineup of planetary changes is Mars, which leaves Libra and enters sidereal Scorpio on November 15th. It will be November 16th in Europe and Asia, since they are ahead of the U.S. This is a positive change for Mars, because now it will be in its own sign. A planet in its own sign is strong for what the planet and the sign represents. So here we have the planet of action and force and comrades, in the sign of secrets, investigation, controversy, and alliances. All sorts of potentials present themselves. The planet of comrades in the sign of secrets and alliances can give us, for instance, secret alliances. Mars and Scorpio are both very goal-oriented. Note that, in the Vedic astrology chart of the USA, this combination is happening in the 12th house, the house of hidden activities. The 12th house in a nation's chart stands for a bunch of undesirable things like criminal gangs, persecution, prisons, espionage, mob psychology. At the end of November, Rahu and Ketu, the moon's nodes, will change signs. The nodes are the crossover points of the path of the sun and the path of the moon as seen from the Earth. They are the eclipse points. The nodes move backwards in the zodiac. They enter a sign from the end of the sign, taking about a year and a half to transit through a sign. They are always exactly opposite to each other. Rahu, the north ascending node, has been in Aries, while Ketu, the south descending node, has been in Libra since March of 2022. On November 28th, Rahu will move into Pisces. Ketu will move into Virgo. They are very important in Vedic astrology, so when they change signs, it's a big deal, astrologically. Rahu gives the potential for material success, but since Rahu is a demon in Vedic mythology, that can mean success through questionable means. Rahu is a general significator of great ambition, even obsession. Ketu is past karma, your past actions, and therefore represents the non-physical realm. Ketu can manifest as a dissolver on the material plane. Since Ketu is non-material, it is potentially spiritual, but that spirituality comes by way of sacrifice and surrender. When the nodes enter into new signs, they simultaneously enter new houses in a personal chart. These new positions are significant. For instance, here's the chart of Donald Trump. Virgo is his second house, the house of personal finances and family. Ketu transiting through his second house indicates loss, surrender, and sacrifice of his money and material circumstances due to past actions. While in this sector, Ketu will transit over his natal Jupiter. The dissolver will be conjunct his planet of prosperity. Of course, we can easily see how that will be playing out, especially in his New York financial fraud trial, where he even risks having some of his New York properties seized by the government. I'll be doing a more complete analysis of Rahu and Ketu in their new positions in a report later this month, so be sure to sign up for November's weekly reports. Okay, there's a brief look at planetary patterns coming up for next month. And here's a description of what's coming up in November's videos. November 5th, Venus transiting in Virgo and the effects for your rising sign. November 12th, Mars enters Scorpio and the effects for each rising sign. November 19th, Rahu and Ketu change signs and the analysis for every rising sign chart. And November 26th, a preview of planetary patterns for December 2023. You'll not want to miss out on all these great upcoming videos, so if you would like to have access to November's weekly reports, donate $20 by clicking on or touching the donation card you see at the end of this video, which will take you to the donation page. And if $20 per month is too much for you, you can donate $10. The link to each week's report will be sent to you via your email. Here's the link. Just click or touch the card, which will take you to the donation page. And if the card does not appear or doesn't work, you can find the link in the comment section below. Thank you, and until next week.